Okay, okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. And also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. And that's for the ladies, just trying to grow in my community. What's going on, y'all? It's Monday. We back again, and the energy's up. We're feeling good. There's a lot of things coming for this week that we got to get through, and a lot of things that we need a better understanding of, I should say. And also, a lot of new music drop we're going to get into. So we got a lot of topics to talk about, and I just want to bust it up with y'all and just talk on a one-on-one, just as far as like relationships, the whole spiel. We got a lot of things to talk about this morning. So, yeah, man. This weekend I had a great weekend. A lot of new things I was working on. I was doing a lot of editing and just putting things together, just getting my life together. Every weekend feels like a good time to refresh. So that's what I'm always up to. And I was working on some new designs that's coming. And also, there's a lot of things. So I want to start it off today a little bit different. And today we want to start it off with this Kendrick Lamar new album. Kendrick Lamar new album. So I dropped a new, I did like a review. It's like my first album review, I guess you could say of the year or whatever, that I did on it. And I feel like the album is, as I listen back to it and as I dissect the songs, I see a lot of people taking, they're taking the juice out of it and see who this person is talking about. But just the whole, when I think about it, just the music by itself, great body of work. A few of those songs made my playlist, so I say about 2 or 3 of those songs that I'm going to be playing on the constant daily. And albums are fit for everybody, and it's not just for one person. So I say, it's a great album, and it's a lot of things to look forward to. Now, on the other end, outside social media, the shots that was throwing at Lil Wayne had Wayne thinking like, he might want to get back in that ring with him. I see a lot of people saying, Wayne, don't do it. And I see a lot of people saying, yo, it's going to be a good one. So I don't know where they're going to take this Lil Wayne versus Kendrick Lamar thing. But it looks like, man, when it all boils down, as long as you're doing it and keeping it with the music, it's always going to be better for the culture if that type of energy is what people want to see out of those particular artists. But to me, I feel like it's going to be great. And I also seen another post. People, they're always connecting these stories between Drake. But it'd be really dope if Drake could drop an album as well. I'm still a fan of Drake and still love his music. And maybe he can drop an album. And we can just see a whole cluster of different music just dropping all over the place just to get the culture back up for this, holiday spirit. So yeah, that's how I feel about that whole situation. But you guys got to remember, this is a very crazy week, and I heard a lot of talks. I've seen different things on the whole Diddy situation. Is he getting out? Is he staying in? What's going on? Is somebody making his bed? Is he running the jail? I heard everything. And this week we should get a better knowing. I know the judge, it says that the judge, he had rejected his first one to stay, in his private island. So I guess this one that they're appealing for, I guess this is to stay. I guess they'll have him in New York. I don't know what they're going to do with this one. But let's just say, there's a possibility. I've seen the possibilities where I'm seeing people saying, there was other people in the past dealing with the same charges and they paid $10 million and they got out. Good morning, good morning. So if that is the case with him, I think the only difference between that and this is that they're really more concentrated on the witnesses or the people that's, going up against him. So if he does come out, are they going to be threatened? Because in the past they've seen, him do, get people hurt, this and that, allegedly, So people will be scared if he comes out, I guess, the people that's in the case with him. But we don't know yet if he's going to be coming out yet. So, we don't know how the judge is going to take this one. And even if he does come out, I believe it will be very strict. I'm talking about he won't be able to move a finger, but I just feel like if Diddy comes out, he's going to break the rules. That's just my take of it, just because he didn't even understand that they was tapping his phone in prison. I mean, in where they got in his detention center, they was tapping it's FBI. So everything he does, they're going to be looking into it. So I don't know, man. It's just that sense of he can pay his way out of everything makes him feel like, people are not watching. It takes everything that if you just are guided by money, man, it blinds you to everything, just the little things that you don't even see yourself doing that's going to make the case even worse. So I don't know where that's going, But it's kind of crazy that this is the week where we'll know if he's gonna get out on bail and fight it from the outside, or if he's gonna stay in and he's not gonna be able to see Thanksgiving or Christmas. We don't know, man. So it's up to the judge and how the lawyers work it out. I guess that's how it's going. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? This is a good morning, y'all. This is a Monday we gotta appreciate. This is a Monday we gotta feel good about ourselves, and just go into this week, not just about getting the money, but just getting our peace, man. Trying to find our peace in every day, and even if we gotta find our peace wherever we go, if we gotta go to work and you don't feel up to going to work, try to find something at work to do to get that 5 minutes of peace that put that smile back in your face. 'Cause in these times, trust me, we all need it. We all need it. I see that they say Dawn, she's, if Diddy does get out on bail, she's going to be one of the ones very scared of him because of, she said he was very, he was scaring people over there. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, the way I hear the stories now, I never knew any of this, but from the stories that I'm hearing, about different individuals that he was around in the behind the scenes, he was a monster. He was scaring people, not just intimidating with his money, but just he was also using force, putting his hands on people and stuff like that. And we seen little spurts of it with him, dealings with I heard about Wale, I heard about Drake. He put his hands on J. Cole. So he was little spurts of it came out into the media, but we didn't realize that was everything behind the scenes. That's how he was conducting himself, on the regular. So that's kind of crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to give him the chance of getting out. But what do you guys think? Is this whole Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar thing, it's like I said before, it feels like, I feel like in hip hop, they make the further you go up, they make it so thin where it's like they feel like it only could be one person in this, In my head, I thought, what are you guys fighting over? You fighting over a spot? Is it over money? What is this all about? Because at the end of the day, it's not even worth it. If it's going to be over music, do the music then. Do it like that. But don't come out this is, I don't know, man. Hip-hop's in a weird place. It's just in a weird place. I feel like a lot of people, when they was listening to the album, they was diving into looking for, the drama parts and all of that stuff. I was trying to listen to, trying to find joints I could sit with for a minute. And I found 3 of them that I could sit with for a minute, but people are going to take what they want out of it. I feel like the Squabble Up track, that's going to be probably the one for the Super Bowl. I don't know if he's going to still do it, or probably cut do it, it's not like us, and then cut it, a little short and then jump into something new. Something like that could be possible. I don't know. Somebody said you look like a Snoop Dogg. Not trying to be rude. No, I don't take it no way. Man, I heard, trust me, you guys, I heard so many things before I had my locks, people would say I heard everything from Will Smith all the way to, I heard August Alsina, I heard weird names that people I look like. Everybody, some people have different structures in their face, but if you guys have seen me, I used to have a seizure and a seizure in waves. It's low cut hair, it's real low cut. I used to keep my hair when I was younger, but I don't know. I don't take nothing like that into offense, man. I don't at all. I don't mind that. I don't mind at all, man. I do not mind. Did you guys hear about Cardi B and Offset? They going back and forth in a weird way. All I gotta say is, I don't know. I wish that they could get it together as far as not, even if they're not gonna be together, just for the sake of the kid, they could probably find a way to just communicate. If you're gonna do your thing and she's gonna do her thing, let it be that. And when y'all meet up, it be peaceful, because at the end of the day, when y'all meet up, the kid is gonna be there. So, the back and let me tell you, divorce is not easy. I never been married, and I'm not looking to be married. But from what I see in the stories that I hear, divorce is not easy. It's not only stressful, but it takes a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, and that could make people just, see. You can't see things the right way when you're in war, man. You just can't. So I'm just hoping the best for them, man, because all of the stuff that they've been through, they did get something good out of it, which is a kid. So if you put that in front of all your problems and all the things that you guys got going, everything else shouldn't seem like anything that you have to, go too far out for. Because when you take it into these people with the law and they get into all of that, trust me, it's a lot of money lost and a lot of headaches, you know. So it's just crazy. They could, hopefully they work it out, or they can find themselves in a place where they can find some peace out of that. Because nowadays, man, these relationships ain't lasting long, yo. And it's just, social media is some of it, but we also got to take responsibility in ourselves. Are we trying to impress social media? Or are we trying to, you know, at least try to impress our partner? A lot of people are just trying to impress social media. Look what I got, and they get into that same thing with their relationships. Look what I got, and then you realize that you putting something on this display that's probably not even yours, or probably not going to be with you for long. And that look crazy when things just be going crazy nowadays, y'all. Can't even knock nobody, because nowadays you don't even know what's what. You can't trust anything or anybody out there nowadays. I'm pretty sure if you look it up, probably somebody out there trying to sell you love for a high price in these times. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, y'all. I said this week we're gonna know with this whole Diddy situation, man. It's gonna be crazy. The sad thing about what we're seeing right now, we're seeing a lot of people wanting to change themselves, but not wanting to admit their past, because that might ruin the person they're trying to be. And that's happening a lot. I see a lot in you know, in the entertainment world, because a lot of these people, these are the things that they look past, and they didn't, you know, they didn't pay too much mind to, you know, the over dating of younger girls and things like that, they look past. But when these, now they try to, you know, change it, put a different eye to it, and highlight, it looks bad, because you've seen it happening, and now it's being highlighted and looked at as wrong. Now you come out, you know, it's just weird. When these victims were going through this, the only thing that's weird to me is that it's so many people, and all of these years, you know, people didn't feel like nobody would take them serious. I don't know, it's just so many people. That's the scariness about it. That's when I kind of like tuned out and then tuned back in a little bit, because when I seen everybody just started you know, all these allegations, and I'm like, some of these people, they look like the type of person that if you even trip them, they will run to the police. But for something so serious with that, you know, when it comes down to, you know, like the sexual, I just want to know, with this case, we have to really identify, is this case with Diddy, is the Cassie and him, because that was already, he has already been charged for that, he paid for that. So now this case is all about the sex trafficking, and that's where the proof gets sticky. That's where it gets messy. And that's where I said to myself, you know, if they don't have the proper evidence, and it has to be the proper evidence, not just the person telling the story, because there's so many people that the story sounds like the same story. So we're gonna have to really see, this is gonna be a very tricky case. You're not dealing with a person that has just a few dollars in their back pocket. You're dealing with a billionaire that he's gonna try to fight his way. And even though, you know, the stories might match, and they might all seem like, you know, this is possibly done, if they don't have the right evidence, that's just how the law works. So I don't know. We're just waiting to see. I'm just waiting to see, you know. It's just, from the point it all started to now, I've been surprised all the way through. All the way through, I've been surprised. There's always something new coming up, and I'm just like, man, are you serious? And then they're like, yeah, it's like, so I can't say what's right, what's wrong. All I can say is something about this thing that is just, this is way past like the OJ case and this and that. This is something that is puzzling. It's puzzling the people, and I feel like it has to have more clarity for people to, you know, really see what's really going on. Because nowadays you can forget about the jury and all of that, because social media, and depending on how big the mogul is, if you're a mogul and the world knows you, it's very hard not to understand that person never heard the story before. Come on now. Let's be serious. We're human here. So this is going to be something new, and I don't know what's going on. This week we'll know if, you know, he's going to be let out. But if he does let out, what do you guys think? That he's going to go and hunt out for people? I don't think he'll have a chance to do that, because it's up to the feds. It's up to them to actually like police him in a way from the victims that they're, you know, in court. So it's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. I don't know how this is, and let me tell y'all something. This is, when you're dealing with, like, that's why this is a good lesson to the youth, but it's a shame to the adults, because when you're dealing with drugs and things like that, and you're trying to keep up with all the new drugs coming out, you find yourself lost, and you're trying to keep up with so and so, and now you're dealing with all of this nonsense behind the scenes, and it end up jeopardizing what you really stood for and what you worked hard for. This is not like a bad boy story. This is, like I told you, this is a sad boy story. This is a legacy that he blew away because of drugs, and he don't even realize probably still. Because you got to think about when all of that money comes in, it kind of covers up all what he's done. He's had money for years, since the 90s. So this is not, he's been paying his way through all the way. So he doesn't see, in his head, he probably doesn't think that he can't get out of this until he can't get out of this. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. And it's sad on the other side. I'm looking at his kids and his mother and his family, and they're going through it. And at the same time, I hear once they're going through the courts, you hear people, screaming out, all cussing them and all of this nonsense that's going on, and screaming out all types of harsh things. But at the end of the day, man, it's Diddy that put his family and put everybody through this. It's always a domino effect when you hold that great a responsibility. People don't always check themselves for that. The more you go up as far as your status, the more you go up as far as your notoriety, your money, that is the responsibility comes. If you fall tomorrow, something happened to you, or you say something about somebody tomorrow, you can jeopardize your family, your friends, anybody that you was trying to help on their way up. It can be all thrown away because of a mistake you made. And sometimes people can't understand that responsibility. They don't want to keep that responsibility. They feel like it's playtime now. I worked so hard. Why can't I do that? Why can't I do this? But there's a reason why. There's a reason why. There's levels to everything. There's levels to everything, and there's also levels to trust in people. The people you have around you says a lot about you. So you have all of these people around just yesing you and telling you this, yes, and you don't even know what's wrong. All you know is what's right, what's right. Everything around you is what's right. So that's how you could fall yourself in a trap or fall in trouble. Look, trust me, man. These people are living imaginary lives, these fairy tale lives, and that is what's going to put these people in the wrong places. When you do things from the heart, you don't really got to worry about, like, what to say, or nothing has to be scripted. You don't need a scripted life to live a good life. Living a good life comes with who you are, the moves you make. You might not have the billions of dollars, but you don't have the billions of headaches either. You never looked at it that way. You don't have that either. There's a lot of people right now in relationships, and they don't love each other, but the pictures say they love each other, but they don't love each other. And they sitting there together, and they're trying to find a way out, trying to find an exit, but really the only exit is going to be hurting them, and they're going to be stressed out because the things that they got in front of them, they can't go their own way. You got to be not only an entrepreneur with your jobs, you have to be an entrepreneur with your love. You have to build it yourself. You have to build it yourself. You can't go out there and expect somebody to love you and love you the way you want them to love you. You have to train somebody how you want to be loved. And that was showing your work. It was showing everything you do. You can't go out there and expect people to want the best for you in these times. No, you have to go out there with the expectations that people, they don't care who you are until they know who you are. So you got to show them who you are by the things that you're doing. If they're respectable things, nobody can tell you anything. See, a lot of people in these times, they're looking for different people to put them in different places instead of looking for the routes to put themselves in these places. And that's why that's why what I told you, the chat GPT is gonna dumb down your brain if you do the things that you can just figure out on your own. Didn't I tell you that? I can understand if you're not good in math and then you're doing something and that's going to get you to the point. But if you're doing that in everything you do, don't you think when they pull that away from you, you won't know what to do next? When I was coming up, I could drive all the way through New York without a phone or people. I know everything is all up here. Nowadays, you pull a phone from somebody, they can't get around the city. They're lost. The phone controls everything. Don't let technology get in front of you. The reason why you see a lot of these people here, they're falling victim to a lot of these crimes. They're old crimes. Getting caught by new things in this generation has to set them in place. taking advantage of people and all these sexual acts and taping it and holding it above people's head. That's all things that's been done from years and years. But now when AI and cameras come in now and they get caught now, their lies match up and you put them in the lie section and they're patterns, now they're embarrassed. Don't you see the same people in hip hop? Don't you think about it? Remember you hear everybody saying, oh, they're getting robbed, this and that. Why they can't call out the names? It's because the people that were robbing them was their own people. It's sad, but at the same time, if you don't see longevity in something, you're gonna be so quick to try to find your outs and your escape plan, your escape route. You can't have that mindset. You gotta see the greatness in things, and then you'll want to become great, and you'll want to match it and keep going up. If you always find the outs and things, how much you can get out of somebody, suing and things like that, taking from people and not working for what you get, and taking and snatching from people. Well, that's how quick it'll go when you get it. It don't just take this, it takes experience too. Sometimes, you know the guy that plays the thing and he puts the ball in there and you looking and you looking. Don't stop at the table if you don't want to get robbed. Don't stop at the table. If you're sitting there looking and your eyes is wide, yeah, you're going to lose some money. But you can't get mad at that person because you still was entertained, right? But that's all it's for. Keep it pushing. A lot of times people, and I see it too, let's get back to hip hop and how things are going. The level of respect that we have for each other, that has to change right now. It has to change. Because they used y'all as promotion and then they throw you away for cheap. They say, yo, sell this product. Tell the people that listen to your music, tell them to buy this. Go, and we'll give you $2 million. And then you sell it to your people, get them sick. And now that karma don't go to that brand. That karma go to you and your family because you're the one that promoted it to them, not that brand. That brand will live on as they look and see the people passing away from their products. As you get the karma from that, from posting that and telling your people because they had trust in you. They didn't know them people. It's because you stand by them people. They have trust in you and they took that and you take that now and that's how you deceive people. There's so many ways of deception. Hip hop is a way, trust me, when you're in an environment where people are just selling things and there's so much people selling the same type of thing, you're going to find people trying to put something in their thing so you can keep coming back to them. Don't that make sense? Don't that sound like drugs? Don't it sound like what's going on in these times? Subscribe to this, do that. For what? For what? When I come back, am I going to get something special? Am I going to get something different? Because if not, then this could be our one time together. If so, I'll be back. You got to watch what you put in your intake and what you are putting out there for yourself. Don't sell yourself short and let all these people, if you want to tell somebody about yourself, why do people start in these times, jump on YouTube and start telling their wrongs? Like that is going to, like they want people to attach to their, don't do that. You start with the things the uplifting things. Yeah, we all been through some things. And that's where you'll connect with people. But don't highlight those things because there's younger people looking up and they're feeling like that's the only thing to get what they need. Don't push that message out because when you talk about your wrongs so much and then your wins so little, what part of the story you think they're going to highlight? You get on here and you want to highlight, oh, you've been in prison. Okay, you've been in prison. What did you learn from that? What you learn from that, King? Yeah, you've been behind the bars. You're just telling me you cut this person, cut that person, but what did you learn from it? What could you come outside of the cell and tell somebody else that they can better themselves so they would get themselves in that same position? No, you want to come out and show that you're the toughest guy. You're not the toughest guy. It's crazy, but we gotta start pointing ourselves in the right direction. Being successful is different for every individual. People think that they're looking over at their so-and-so and such and such, how they doing this, how they doing that. And then people ain't got nothing to do with you. Being successful could be you having a family that's just everybody happy, eating good, living good, healthy. that could be success. When you put money on top of that, then you can match up with anybody. Money's going to keep going. That doesn't make a family successful. That doesn't put a smile on your face. It just adds things to numb how you really feel inside. You can't patch your money up, but you can't do that. You know how many people got probably fooled, got married with fake diamonds? Now, if it mattered to them, if they found out, then their mind's in the wrong place. Think about it. People don't even know the value of anything in these times. They throw the shiny stuff in your face and you're just ready to bite it, put it in your pocket, or put it on. I ain't with it. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. People will sell you anything. It's like people want to see the fake, and I'm not calling like the Jake and Mike Tyson fight fake, but I'm just saying it's more like an orchestrated environment, like a play environment that it's constructed in a way where it's based on entertainment and it's not based on skill. And the more we see of those type of things and not the actual sports, and that's no disrespect, the more we see that is the more that people would tend towards that type of entertainment. I told you guys, AI music, that thing is a bop. AI music's a bop. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So when you see AI coming in, they're probably gonna try to do that to beat out the real music that comes from the heart. And don't you ever think that AI can't pattern some music that make you put a tear in your eye. I'm telling you. It's good. It's good. A lot of these people don't even put that much hard work into the time they're trying to be different with the things that they present to us. They just want to do a duplicate to make the money. You can tell who's in there for the money and who's in there to change things and who's in there to actually, make a mark in this industry. You can tell. It's not anybody's fault. It's just that's been highlighted. The more you make, the better you are, which is never true. Some of the greatest MCs didn't make as much money as the people. It's just time is with the money. Business comes with the money. Skill, the art, the hip hop, those parts are all within yourself. That's the things you bring to the table, not the things that on the table has to offer to you. So we got to get that structure back in it. And that's the reason why nobody in these times have really any structure. The only structure we can take that's been stable, that the only people that know is the structures that's been given to us in the past from the old school, like parents being together. Even if you was in a family and you came from a single family home, you still knew what a two-family parent household looked like. You still had an imagination of, oh, this is probably how it would be. In these times, they don't even know, period. It's just don't even know, don't even expect it. It's crazy. But it's Monday. So we got to keep our faith up and hope that we're going into this week with some things that's gonna be more uplifting and open our eyes to newer things and don't look at things the way we did last in these past months, because there's so many things going on. If we can see a billionaire go from, lobsters and shrimps to, a prison cell, it's just, you can't say anything can't happen. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen, man. Do good to your people. Treat people right. Don't just go up on camera and act like you're for your people, but behind the scenes, you robbing people or you treating your own people a certain way. Because when people find that out, then it makes you look that much more of a person that deceives your own people. And that's the reason why we expect, when it's somebody else, it's more expected. And you're like, okay, well, yeah, they didn't know about our culture. They came here trying to make a profit. That's more expected. But when it's your own people, it's like, what are we even doing here? We can't get ahead by not trusting each other. That's one of the problems that we have to get together, man. I seen healing energy to the family. There was a burglary I heard in the Bronx. This is something I heard just this morning. And there was a burglary, and I believe he was 63 years old or 70-something years old. And he jumped out the window, or he ended up falling out the window once the burglars broke into his house. And it's like, y'all got to cut that out too, breaking in people's houses. And for what? For what? And I'm seeing, and I heard, I believe it was a football. Don't keep me on this way. I believe it was a football or basketball player where they broke into his house and they just recently, and I believe it was in L.A. and they took like $20,000 in cash. Well, they knew he had the 20,000 in there. I don't know if it was on social media they knew, but however, whether he opened his mouth to somebody outside, it's like, don't put yourself in these positions to get yourself touched because people will try you. People will try you. That's a fact. People will try you. And there's nothing to be scared about. This is the environment that I mean, a lot of these people, that's the reason why I know y'all ain't living it, because y'all in y'all raps, y'all say y'all come from these environments, but then your actions ain't matching up. It ain't matching up. I'm feeling like somebody's lying here. Like, I've been through these streets. It's no place in New York I haven't been through, from being the Grand's Tunes to, every single function. And it's patterns to this, how the street smarts kick in. These people are just losing sense. Maybe it's because of the drugs and the pills. All of that stuff, it just sidetracks you to what's really going on. And that's another sad thing. Too many young youth is on that nonsense. They on more pills than elderly people. And it's a numbing or take your mind out of something. I'm figuring if you're coming from these harsh environments and you're not paying attention and you're not really caring about, the biggest logos, this and that. I'm thinking in my head, you're smarter than a lot, like the average person out there right now being fooled by this nonsense. You got to get your mind right and understand that you're the value, no matter what environment you come from. I don't want to hear it just because you come from. A lot of people, the harsher the struggle, it's the bigger the triumph. The more that is the success story is going to be even better. So, come on. You don't want to be the guy with the Rolex and the projects. You don't want to be that guy. I'm sorry. You don't want to be that guy. I don't care. Like, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say you accomplished anything. All it says is that, okay, for this certain particular time that everywhere you go, you have to protect yourself because of that watch on your arm. Because somebody's going to try you. Age, like I told you, with age, the more you age, the more you use this for your strength. And that, it guides everything within you. Like, if you use this, you don't have to go out there and use this. Because come on now, who are you trying to impress? You have to act like, whatever your environment is gonna tell you your, like, weigh in on how you present yourself. No, you can't be the guy with all the jewelry on in the hood. The Bentley and the Bentley in the hood guy, and you feel like that you did something, man. If you don't get along, and come on, man. Like, people are making these crazy mistakes, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Absolutely. Shouts out to all the content creators just keeping it pushing and keeping people on some good energy, because nowadays I've seen more people trying to sell people some nonsense. And it's sad. Content creators, it's not even them. It's the people that come in and, can you try to sell this to you got to be careful of these sponsorships. I get emails all the time. You'll be surprised at my little mini channel, my little bitty channel. Oh, could you? No, I don't even use that product. Why am I going to tell somebody to use some product I don't even use? At least say, could you try this first? Or try this on. Do you like this? If you like this, or here's a few things. If you like any of these, they just throw money and put this out. Say, no, I don't want to be the cause of your product getting all these people sick. And then they look back at me like, oh, he's the one that told me to eat this. Are you crazy? I'm not selling myself short for no few dollars. I haven't seen anything that's substantial yet on YouTube from my peoples that I could say that's life changing. So stop. It helps. The money helps. Yes, it helps. But don't let that be everything. Come on. Did you come here with something? Did you bring something to the table, or are you just jumping on here ready for your escape route? I told you about that escape shit. Don't do that. Life goes on. Come on. You could do better than that, baby girl. There's more to life than that. People coming on here like it's the lotto. That thing, man. Look, in these times, especially 2025, we all know that the prices, we don't know what's going on with, if the elections or these prices are going to drop. So we have to more expect that the price is going to stay high as well. And our, whatever we're making, we're going to have to up that ourselves. So we're going to have to add things to that. So we can, you know, the more you get yourself in a space where it's a peaceful space, you don't really worry about the outside things. Sometimes you got to cut things off to get your a good savings. And sometimes you have to make more to get a good savings. But sometimes when you cut things off, you get a little free time for yourself and put some money in a certain place. Maybe you might hold back on buying a certain amount of things. And, you know, or maybe you have your holiday shopping, and after that, out of that, you know, you start working on things that you want to get out of your house, or maybe sell, or, you know, get rid of, that can bring in some more change. Come on now, times is rough. Don't let these people fool you like everybody a millionaire. No, no. We trying to get it too. But at the same time, we ain't trying to get fooled. Come on now. All of that nonsense is the same thing that got people thinking that things was going to change just by the snap of a finger. No, that's not how change works. It's really not how change works. I heard somebody say, and it was weird. Is there going to be another like Martin Luther King, like Malcolm X? Is there going to be somebody like that in these times, or somebody that can step forward in the forefront? And I'm not saying I'm leaving this on any presidents or anything like that. I'm just talking about a person that conducts that type of respect, that type of, you know, come on, that type of leadership. Is there ever going to be somebody like that again? That's not looking at the things that's so shiny and really having to understand that value comes from what you have inside and not what you have outside. Is there going to be somebody like that again? I ask myself all the time, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. I really don't see it, man. I don't. Not one bit. You know, I seen, shouts out to my boy Choke No Joke. He's been going back and forth with Dame Dash, and both of them have their points. But you know, when it really boils down, I seen, after I watched that video, I seen another video come up, and there was this lady, and she was telling, like, you know, like back in the day, Dame Dash and things like that. She, you know, it was like about an art gallery and things didn't go this way. And in my head, I'm thinking like, look, man, you got to be the same person. Like, don't just. I ain't saying about anything about anybody. Just don't do that to your people. Like, don't try to do that to us. Like, people ain't stupid, yo. People ain't stupid. I don't care where they come from. I don't care how you look at people. You might look down on people because they not living like you, or they might be coming from like poverty environments. But people ain't stupid, yo. People ain't stupid, yo. Don't try to fool people nowadays. Everybody's trying to fool somebody to try to get their point across. Like, look, listen, man. It's a lot of times people make their own mistakes, but do not ever try to point it out other people, especially in the times where a lot of the gatekeepers that we say were gatekeepers in them times, they was doing wrong to people, man. A lot of these people are doing wrong to their own people, man. I mean, come on, man. I can't believe that it's just like, how could you have a culture that's so great of so many different talents and just go mess that up because you don't know how to slow down with the money or put the money in the right? I don't know. That's why when I weigh out with this whole thing, and you know, everybody has their sense of what a boss is and what leadership looks like. But for me, it's not really about you having to own something. It all starts with who you are as a person, your friendship. That if you could have a group of people that you can come in contact with, and you could just organize within them, you can be an entrepreneur and start your own stuff. And it doesn't matter if you work for a company. That's also something to be applauded. You know, people go to school, go to college and get diplomas. Don't you ever disrespect somebody that worked hard for getting their diploma and getting the job. Because let me tell you something. Within them working all of those things, graduating high school, taking the leap, going into college, and getting their diplomas, that all comes with discipline. And it also makes them smarter. So all of these spots that people thought that hip hop had for them, really the college student coming out of college, it's not really a lot of spots you could land in hip hop and say it's something substantial for yourself. So just knowing that when you go to college and you want to do something in the entertainment business, it's really going to college to learn how to get ownership of something. It's not going to college to try to graduate and then go work for somebody. That was one of the biggest mistakes because they don't honor that diploma in that development, because that development is not based off of talent. It's based off of relationships and different and money and things like that. So I don't like when people like just off the back just throw like education out the window. That's not how it works. Because to have a substantial job or have a substantial business, you're gonna need people that works for you and trust in you. Yeah, you can be the biggest boss or the biggest leader, but if you don't have people that's gonna trust in you or want to work for you or be around you, then you really don't have anything. You know, it's one thing about being a leader, it's about accomplishing things, but it's also about connecting things too. It's also about communicating with your people. It's also about knowing that in conversation you might not be able to. Don't talk down on people, or it might be you might be too over jokey with people, making it an uncomfortable environment for the people that might not have that type of that stability in conversation. So being a leader starts with you making it all comfortable in the whole thing. Like it's not just about how much you make or the most you make. That's something that's been illustrated in hip hop, making people think that you have to have a certain amount of money to have this type of leadership quality. No, that's not where leadership stems from. That's not how it works. So don't go listen to these guys when they're telling you, it's just about that. No, that's not how it goes. Usually a leader, you can tell a leader from a little kid. You have a group of kids and you see one little kid, he's conducting everybody and he's getting the little baseball game, or she's getting the little jump rope, whatever things together, and she's conducting the whole crew. Leadership starts from there. When you're a little baby, leadership starts. It's something you got inside of you. It's not something when you make a certain amount of money, you start telling people what to do and that's leader. That's not leadership. It's funny, but that's usually better sold on stage, I should say. In a working environment, being too funny could get you looked at in the wrong way. Trust when I tell you, I've worked in corporate before. Being too funny, the guy that's too funny or the girl that's too funny, she's always in everybody's business, a little too, kiki with everybody. All they do is switch. When they start switching the workers around, that person becomes, I'm telling you, quick to get out the job. That quick. Trust me when I tell you. You don't want to be too like that, even if you like that. There's a certain way you conduct yourself when you're in these positions, And when you hear these sayings, when they say like treat the janitor like the boss, it's just a level of respect. A lot of people, you remember, when you're leaving your house, your mind is not set, I'm ready to go to work. You might be in a frictional type of feeling. Most of the times people are not getting compensated. So when you get in that environment, let's just say it's not going to be the most comfortable environment. So everybody sometimes can be on edge, whether it just be off the elections or whatever's going on. And then you put yourself in an environment where, boom, now it becomes a part of you, because that you're taking that home every day where you go. You're taking that around your kids, your relationships, and it becomes you. That friction always, you don't want to be that way. Trust me. That thing will get your mind going cuckoo. Trust me when I tell you. The working environment is very, 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 very tricky, especially in corporate. I'm saying, trust me, you don't want to get too, it's not a place where the friendship is, no, it's a place for just business. And when it's like that, the communication could get lost in between. So when it comes to leadership and stuff like that, it's not about who you boss around. It's all about, you getting in there and putting in the work yourself. People seeing you at your greatness and want to add in and try to get to that greatness and match that level of greatness by adding what they have to offer to whatever you have going on. And then everybody around you will start building up this leadership quality, because not only have they seen it being done and they have been a part of it being done, but they was right there while they're seeing you getting it done. So that's just when you see, it's like, that's going to be the best way, the best leaders. Those are the best people to be around. And I feel like sometimes, you want to, when you're building, when you say you want to do a network, you want to do anything, you want to make people as comfortable as possible to be the person that you hired them to be. It's not, and let me tell you, sometimes, and don't be mad when a person is a better worker than a boss or a leader, because workers are what makes the world go around. Not the bosses, not the biggest leaders. No, the workers, the ones that jump in there and just keep everything rotating on a daily basis. Those are the people that keep the world going around. So the more you have of those people, and the more they trust into your company or whatever you have going for yourself, the better your company would thrive. That's just how it works. You can't force somebody to be great, in other words. You can't force somebody to do something for you at their highest potential by just forcing them. No, you have to make them believe. It's a big difference. So when people stop believing in you, start looking at you like you taking away from your own people, tricking your own people, deceiving people, getting your own people in trouble, start talking down on people, all of that stuff, you are set to fail. I don't care if they give you the biggest logo to sell. Nobody gonna buy it if you got it on. Trust when I tell you. The things that we need as humans, that's like essential to what we have going on our this whole human experience. Those things are already trademarked, and everything else that you build of, a copy of or things like that. That's kind of where we at. Watch how the world is going. The more technology rises, the less humanized is just being humanized is being drop. You're expecting all the technology to take over and do things in your life. You might as well move over and and tell your wife take off the covers and let the robot or whatever sleep with your wife. Does it make sense? It will. If people keep up with this technology nonsense, you'll be seeing more of them robots dating and falling in love than real human beings. Are human beings falling in love with them robots just because they're all only into the pleasure? You know what I'm talking about. The orgasm. That's all they into. They ain't into the spending time. So that's what that will be for. The robot will spend. Like, come on, where are we going with this? That ain't even this. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. People want to do all of these businesses, but they don't got the workers with the heart that want to work for them. So you can open up all the businesses you want. If you don't pay these people the right amount of money, if you keep not compensating them, it don't matter how big your business is. Nobody gonna want to work for you. Nobody. It's who you are that makes people follow behind you if you have those leadership qualities. Yeah, man. I want you guys to check out my Kendrick Lamar review. I gave the album an 8, like an 8. 1 out of 10, I gave it an 8. Got a couple cuts on it that I'm gonna take and put onto my playlist. And yeah, it's a bop. It's definitely a bop. It has some really dope music on it. And I always give like the credit, because in these times, when somebody's putting together, I told you guys, I love getting music in bodies of work. I love getting music because that's when you see the artist carve out, what they really got to say and how they feel. And yeah, he said some things. He said some things that I'm still got to go back and check. Still got to, I'm hoping it's been, I heard whispers that Jay is going to drop an album, hopefully, or working on the album. I would really love a Jay-Z album before the year's up. That'd be really, really, really dope. Something that I could appreciate, or even a Nas album. I listen to Nas over and over again, but I would love a Jay-Z album. Yeah, I would love, just some good music, man. Just some good music. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just some good music, and I'll be straight. Hold on, let me see something. Any battle rap news? Let me see, in battle rap, what was I watching? Oh, Swave. Dope. It's my guy. Shouts out to Rock Monster. It's my guy. These are people that I watch. But yeah, we're waiting to see what's up with the Diddy. We're waiting to see. What can I tell you? Yeah, it's been a while since he dropped. I really want to hear like his, I feel like artists social media made artists like put all of their stuff onto social media instead of putting it into their music. Don't sell yourself short. If you're an artist, you got something to sell it through your music. Sell, you know, how your angle and how you look at things. Put it in your music. But it'd be really dope out. Even if it's like a Jay-Z and Beyonce, like Christmas type of album, I'll take one of those. I'll take one of those. I'll take one of those. From the Carters, I'll take one. I'll take it. I'd be cool with that. That'd be really, really, really dope. Even if it's like, what about a Jay and Solange album? Just on some family, like, y'all know the vibes of Solange. Y'all, or just the whole family, the Carters, everybody with, even the kids, like, that won't be dope? Come on. Y'all know it would be dope. Y'all know it would be dope. Carter's album, only putting out music through the Carter's Foundation. Come on, man. That's really taking ownership, and that's ownership within yourself. It don't got to be the biggest in the world because they're billionaires. No, that's little ownership in the family. Like, come on. You need all to spend all that money just for, no, ownership come within the family. Have some Carter albums or some different ways that, you know, like, you could do it your own little way, you know? That'd be dope. Get the family going. And you know, around this time, let me tell you, man, even if you single around this time, the holidays, don't think you left out. And these times, it should be celebrated. If you got a peace of mind, somebody loving on you here and there, coming through, you doing what you got to do, ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing it safely and, you know, you got your thing going, your candles lit, maybe 1 or 2 gifts under the tree, you feeling good, you living. That's life. Life goes on. It's not gonna be the first holiday. It ain't gonna be the last. So you keep going. You keep going. Don't let anything stress you out. Tomorrow's a new day. For real, for real. People letting today stress them out, not knowing what's yet to come for tomorrow. You beefing today and win the lotto tomorrow, or something good happen tomorrow. You know, anything can happen. Always look forward to things and understand that things can change for the better or worse at any time. So just be prepared, you know, just be prepared, just be prepared. Be more prepared on the good side, and, you know, take an eye to the bad side too, because things do happen. Lessons are being sent out all over the place. It's up to us to catch them and understand them and take heed that we don't have to make these type of mistakes to get this type of understanding out of things and out of people. Put yourself in other people's shoes and understand that, you know, sometimes people make their mistakes, and it's up to them to, you know, correct themselves, not up to us to correct them. If their corrections have something to do with hurting other people, well, that's when you can step in like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But if they just working on themselves, let people work on themselves. Give them a chance to work on themselves and understand that we all catch things and understand things at different points. So that's just how it is. That's how life works. But social media got people thinking that we all are the same, but we're not all the same, and we have a lot to offer each other to make us have better understanding. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for always tuning in to your boy. I got some new videos coming this week. We got a lot more things to talk about. I want to dive into some relationships, some new ways of setting up these relationships, because the old school traditional way might not be the way that's set for this time, but we could take some stuff from those traditional ways and add it to what's going on in these times to make it all work. All right, I love you guys. Make sure you share this live. Let people know it's your boy Mickey made it, out here trying to do his thing. All my peoples out there, I love y'all. And yeah, man, we're gonna have a lot. This is a long week we got going, and I hope it don't get any colder, because I don't need any more sniffles. I'm just coming off the sniffles, so y'all already know. And yeah, eat some good food, and stay around some good people, and keep love around you, and you'll be all right. Peace.